Well, there's no doubt that everybody in the community looked up to Dad as someone who was very caring, wanted to always give back. He became involved when the Nassau County Board of Commissioners really felt there was a need to have a Boys and Girls Club, and wanted to make sure that would happen. And they approached Dad to help make it happen. And the Miller Freedom Center was a unique name for the Boys and Girls Clubs, but my dad felt strongly that every child should walk in freedom. And I remember him saying, the building is named the Freedom Center to recognize the importance of freedom in shaping the lives of children as they prepare for adulthood. So in 2012, Dad at that point felt like it was time to step down, and he wanted to keep the family involved, so he asked me to join the board, and of course I did. It's easy to serve on the board and serve in different capacities of the board when you walk through the clubs or take a donor through the clubs and you see all these children's faces and see the impact that we're making in the lives of so many. Another person in our family that was very involved with this organization is Ben Henson, my brother-in-law. And Ben got involved when he served as the MC of the event for 5 years. And Ben's passion for the kids was just phenomenal. And unfortunately, Ben passed away 2 years ago, and Ben's name is going to live on because now the heart has been named the Henson Heart, and we're very grateful for that. So now James Miller, my nephew, was going to serve as MC of the event, and we're very proud to have him do that. In fact, I think my dad would be so happy to see that the family has stayed involved and remains passionate about serving the children of Nassau County.
Dave Miller, Sr., came to me and asked me if I had an interest in working with youth. And I had worked with youth pretty extensively through several different organizations over the years. We had to go to Boys and Girls Club of America, then we had to go to Boys and Girls Club in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida. To be a part, you have to be a part of a charter. And then there was the issue of funding. We needed gifts. Dave made his initial gift, Dave Miller, so we had that to move forward with. Then the next thing was, you've got to have a place to have the club. And so we went to the county, and the county was supportive and would give us the land to do that. There were 4 of us, myself and Dave, and Bob Spaeth, and Patrick Savity. We worked together as a team, and Dave had contacts, Dave Miller had contacts, and Bob was very involved in the community, and Patrick was a wonderful administrative resource. We had, next step, an architect render a vision for a club, and that ultimately was the Miller Freedom Center Club. And we had it running, and then we were asked about the possibility of opening a second club. And I think we all passed out when we heard that. But there was an opportunity, and sometimes when you get an opportunity, you pounce. And we did, and it was down in Fernandina, and they had a little ranch house there that we could use as a temporary club. And then once we fulfilled that obvious need, then the next step is, because we had established this model, we've got to go get the land somewhere. And then you got to raise the money. The school board came through, and they gave us the land on Lime Street. We were able to build the club there and raise about 2.5, almost 3 million for that club, which is the Roberts Learning and Achievement Center. And Mr. and Ms. Roberts had committed to the lead gift there, their generosity, which has always been present in everything we've done here locally. I would always say thank you to all the people over the years that have touched these kids and their families. I mean, it's thousands. And this all started over 20 years ago, but it was a wonderful experience and still is.
My name is Janaya. I am 11 years old. I go to Fernandina Beach Middle School, and I attend to Boys and Girls Club, Nassau County Roberts Achievement and Learning Center. It was named after this lady named Betty Mevity Roberts. She seemed like a nice lady who would probably do like a lot of nice things, and they just felt sad that she passed away. So to remember her, they named the club after her. I usually come here. I do my homework if I have some, because I can't really do it at home because my mom doesn't get off work until like 5, and then she still has to cook, and then I don't have anybody to help me with my homework. And we usually go to lunch, we do an activity. Well, we're doing potatoes now, but we don't usually do that, so that's what we're doing now. If there was no Boys and Girls Club, I would probably just be in my bed or just do nothing. Thank you for donating to this club, because if it wasn't for you, this club probably wouldn't have been here.
It's been so long ago. When David and I first came here, and we were spending time here, you know, David loved children. Anything that had to do with children, he was right there. He wanted me to see the Robert Center and the Miller Center was there then, and just to see what they were doing and how they operated and so forth. So this was like a no-brainer, and we became, you know, we were guardians right away. And I liked what they were doing. It seemed like the programs were good, and this was helpful to children. That's all we needed. I've met so many great people just, you know, being involved with that, like Anne, the friendships that, you know, have come from that. I always loved to go to all the galas. They were always so much fun, you know, look forward to that every year. But we felt like we really wanted something for the teens when they, you know, get a little bit older. You know, they're at such a vulnerable age, and whatever we can do to help a teen and get him or her interested in doing something. And so I had made a donation of $1 million, as we probably know about, that was going to be a teen center. In the meantime, this money is sitting there, and we realized that there was enough interest there that we could give a scholarship on that interest. It's going to be the Betty and David Berkman Scholarship Fund. With anything that I do, is somebody getting something that's going to help their life? That's wonderful. That's great. I feel good about that. 100 years from now, nobody is going to know or care what kind of car you drove, what kind of house you lived in, what was in your bank account. But the world might be a better place because you were important in the life of a child.